All right, this lesson is on 2-1, the basic vocab that we need for Unit 2. The first thing is how do you name an angle. So you can either use a letter or name in an angle. If you look down to vertical angles here, there's a little number 1 in there and a little number 2. That means that this angle would be angle 1, that angle would be angle 2. You may also use 3 points with the vertex in the middle. So if you look over to the right here, we have angle BAC. That vertex has to be in the middle, otherwise the reader won't know what you're talking about. The symbol for angle, it looks kind of like a less than symbol, but it has a flat bottom. You may also see me write it like that, means the same thing. If you're talking about the measure of an angle, you're going to use a lowercase m, and you'll say the measure of angle, let's say we're talking about BAC again, equals 30 degrees, or whatever it may equal. When you're looking at vertical angles are directly across from each other. So in this case, angle 1 and angle 2 are vertical. They're formed by when you have two straight lines intersecting. So they're across from each other. And we know that they are equal. So they're equal to each other. Another word for equal is just congruent. So sometimes you'll hear me say, in this case, angle 1 and angle 2 are congruent. That means that they are equal. Angles forming a right angle. So in this case, you can see that we have the little right angle symbol already for us. So that tells me that the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 equals 90 degrees. The word for this is complementary. So complementary means that they sum to 90 degrees. If you have angles on a line, as in this picture, then we know, so a straight line is 180 degrees. So measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 equals 180 degrees. This is supplementary. So supplementary, they sum to 180 degrees. So we could say in this picture that angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. When you have angles at a point, they add up to 360 degrees. So in this picture, measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3 equals 360 degrees. So a circle then we know is 360 degrees. All the angles around one point are 360 degrees. Adjacent angles are angles that share a common side and a common vertex. So in this case, angle 1 and angle 2, they both share this side and they share the vertex in the center. So we know that angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent. We also know 2 and 3 are adjacent, and 3 and 1 are also adjacent. An angle bisector is a ray that cuts the entire angle in half. So if ray BD bisects angle ABC, then I know that it cuts this entire angle ABC in half. That means that this angle DBC is 65 degrees. Okay, which we see because that equals DBA. So we talked about segment bisectors, it cuts the segment in half. Angle bisector cuts the angle in half. All right, we're going to do a few examples with this. So if you look at here, we want to find the measure of angle 1. We know that this entire straight line is 180 degrees. So to find 1, we're going to do 180 minus 145, which equals 35 degrees. Our reason then is angles on a line, or you may have also written that they are supplementary. For angle 2, we have this angle here labeled as 40, and angle 2 is a vertical angle to that 40. So we know angle 2 is 40 degrees, and that our reason then is because vertical angles. For angle 3, there's a few different ways. We know that we're given that 40, there's a straight line, so we know it's 180 minus 40, which is 140 degrees, and we're going to say angles on a line. Angle 4 then, if this is 140 degrees, we know angle 4 is vertical to angle 3, so it's also 140 degrees, so we're going to say vertical to angle 3. And then the last one over here, we need angle 5. We know there's 360 degrees total, so we're going to do 360 minus 122, which equals 238 degrees. And our reason is angles at a point. All right, we're going to do that example 2 in class tomorrow. So I just need you to fill out your summary. So how will you remember all the vocab and ask one question?